All right. We are live again. We are back. Um, Cleaned myself up a little bit. Got my new shirt, Alien Happy Hour shirt, courtesy of my awesome girlfriend Liz. So, now that we are back in it here, let me send out those links quickly here. And then we will get back to playing Tacoma. This game's been pretty cool so far. I've been digging it. I like space. I like Gone Home, so a good combination of the two. Okay. Whew. I literally just got out of the shower, so I'm still melting a little bit here. Okay. Back at it with more Tacoma.
All right, what do you say, folks? Yay or nay?
Obviously, we're on board.
I'm in.
Me too.
Okay.
All right. Well, we non-essential personnel need to figure out how to do everything we can to set this mission up for success, then get the hell out of your way as quickly as possible. Time is oxygen, people. Great.
I can't believe everybody went along with this.
I'll head downstairs and get started on.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Now we actually have to build
Hey,
this thing.
Andrew.
Clive, wanna talk?
Sure, Evie.
Are you okay?
Evie! Hey, Evie, hey, I know you're all like gung-ho to help us out and everything, but I did the math. If we could get this done in like 48 hours, not 72.
Could the rest of us wait longer to go in?
Exactly.
Listen, ladies, I get it. You're trying to do right by us, but every minute we wait to go in is a minute you don't have to get this thing flying. And knowing what we know about VT, we've got to give you every chance we can to succeed.
So there's no way we can convince you?
We made a plan. Now we just need to hold up our end of the bargain.
Then I guess we should stop wasting time and get to work.
This is gonna be good. Just wait. Ride of your life.
In more ways than one.
I didn't think things would end like this. Did you?
What do you mean, end?
Come on, Clive.
What?
You really think they can turn that thing into a passenger vehicle in 2 days? We might as well hold our breath and just try dog paddling over there.
But-
Listen, it's okay. We know it's not safe working up here. We just don't think about it a lot, but here we are. And we knew it all along.
But VT could...
VT's not fucking coming, Clive. VT's not fucking coming. You think sending a crew up here at the drop of a hat just to check on things is worth it to them? Dollars and cents, Clive. You know what one of those fuckers said to me one time? If it doesn't make dollars, it doesn't. Them sending a crew up in time, it just doesn't make sense. No. We're doing what we said we'd do. Bert and Nat, they are our only shot and we have got to take it. But I can also be realistic that...
Evie, I don't want to be realistic with you.
Well, time to go make final preparations then.
But not too finally. You know, I'm picturing it. The day we'll be walking together. Like this. The gravity, it won't be artificial. I mean, isn't it strange? We've never felt the Earth's pull together. One day.
One day.
Oh, Evie. Do you think you could get everyone to medical? I want to make sure they've got the best shot at waking back up once they do go in.
All right. How about this? Let's give folks a little time to regroup. But why don't Clive and I follow you over there right now and get ours done? No time like the present.
Lead the way.
Okay, Evie, Hello? Guess I'll catch up with you all later then.
All right. What do you say, folks? Yay or nay?
Obviously, we're on board.
I'm in.
Me too.
Okay.
All right. Well, we non-essential personnel need to figure out how to do everything we can to set this mission up for success, then get the hell out of your way as quickly as possible. Time is oxygen, people. Break.
I can't
I'll,
believe everybody went along with this.
I'll head downstairs and get started on...
Oh my
Something.
god.
Okay.
So now we actually have to build.
Hey, Andrew.
Clive.
Andrew.
Yeah.
Hey, are you okay?
Evie! Hey!
Nope, I'm
Evie.
not.
Hey,
Okay.
Uh,
48 hours, not 72.
Could the rest of us wait longer to go in?
Exactly.
Listen, ladies, I get it. You're trying to do right by us, but every minute we wait to go in is a minute you don't have to get this thing flying. And knowing what we know about VT, we've got to give you every chance we can to succeed.
So, there's no way we can convince you?
We made a plan. Now we just need to hold up our end of the bargain.
Then I guess we should stop wasting time and get to work.
This is gonna be good, Evie. You just wait. Ride of your life.
More ways than one. Okay, where do we start?
Start? I got things started as soon as this all went down. I'll show you what I got lined up. To the workshops!
Odin, I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out.
Close your eyes.
I did already.
A light wind rustles the green tall grass. Your skirt billows gently. Warm sun caresses your back.
Yes.
You begin walking forward. The grass is cool. Your feet parted with each step. Do you see what is in front of you?
As I step through the grass, I naturally come upon a path.
Yes.
The dirt of the path is soft on the soles of my feet. I don't know what's going to happen to us, Odin.
Sarah.
I am striding forward confidently upon my appointed path. Wherever it takes me is where I am meant to be. I am striding confidently on my appointed path.
Sarah,
Yes, Odin?
are you going to be all right?
I think so. Oh. We get everyone to medical? I want to make sure they've got the best shot at waking back up once they do go in.
All right.
O281. Okay. There's a stone missing from here. That's that other trophy. O2 and 81.
Nope, I'm not.
Okay. Well, do you want to talk about...
I can't do it.
Uh,
I can't. This is all crazy.
but you said you...
I know. Okay, I know what I said. But what was I supposed to say? You all pressured me.
Andrew.
They really expect us to climb into some jury-rigged thing and ride it through space? Just because VT might not come pick us up. It's insane. And first, we all have to get in cryo just for the privilege... Well, some of us do.
Andrew, I don't know what to say. Burton Nat need us. They need you.
Well, I'm not doing it. I'm not getting in cryo. I'm gonna be the same one here. You know, nobody even considered that VT might come pick us up in time if we just wait. Nobody even considered it.
Listen, just... don't talk to anybody else about this for now, okay? And if I were to call the crew into medical, you'd show up, right?
I guess it depends what it is.
Okay. Just... give me a little time.
Hey, Odin.
Yes, Andrew?
What should I do?
What do you mean?
I don't know. I just want to go home.
I understand.
Do you?
I believe that I do.
Can you tell me the average time it's taken VT to send an evac crew to investigate situations like this?
The average time between a remote facility losing ground contact and an investigative crew arriving on site is 98.4 hours.
God damn it.
Please try not to be worried, Andrew.
That's easy for you to say. You don't have lungs. So, what do you think we should do?
Standard operating procedure requires all crew to engage cryogenic hibernation until help arrives.
Yeah, you know people die in cryo, right?
I know. Sometimes.
If if we don't make it out of this, can you deliver a message to my family?
I will do everything in my power.
Okay. I'll send you something later, all right?
Of course.
That's rough.
Well, looks like this'll work. Give us a few extra hours anyway. Thanks, Odin. Okay, Evie, Hello? Guess I'll catch up with y'all later then.
cop. Weird. Very strange.
Okay, Odin. Ready? I'm gonna do it this time.
Hmm. University of Buffalo? Sorry to anybody who went to the University of Buffalo, but that's everything in there. All right. Oh. Okay. Well. Hopefully we didn't lose any space, any time there. I assume it was auto-saving, but... Continue game. All right. Well, let's see where we're coming back into. I would hope that, like, basically right before I dropped out there. Okay, cool. There we go. Let's try this again. I like that elevator music. And something just popped up on the screen there. I guess we'll go in here then. Andrew under cryo.
I'll catch up with you.
Okay.
Earlier, when you decided to withhold information from Natalie. About
18
her
hours.
medical scans. That was to avoid causing her undue stress.
Right.
What if you were unable to make that choice? If you had no choice?
Odin?
I would like to take this opportunity to remind you that Standard Venturus Corporation safety protocol requires all crew to enter cryogenic sleep immediately upon the loss of primary oxygen supply.
What?
As Tacoma Station's medical officer, it is within your power to order all crew to enter cryogenic sleep.
Odin, Nat and Bert are right in the middle of... Oh no.
Sarah, there is a fire suppression device.
Oh my god. Are you okay? Can you feel your feet and hands?
Ew! Ow! My hip just hurts.
Bert? Bert! 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 1, 2, 3. Bert, can you hear me? 1, 2, 3. Did it work?
Sorry, everybody. Gotta pause for a second. Little birthday call from my dad. It's nice. Okay. Woo. My ears were still wet there. I put those headphones on. Okay. Sorry. Back at it here.
What will you do now?
My head hurts.
Oh,
Odin. On the back.
baby.
Ow. Oh. Ow.
I'm sorry. The smoke.
Smoke? I can't smell it.
Hey, it's okay. It's okay. I'm sure it's just...
I can't smell the smoke. Nat, do I have brain damage?
Baby, look at me. Hey, look at me. We're here. Together. That's what matters.
Nat, is there some door in networking that we can't normally get into?
Yeah, it's Odin's hardware compartment, but we're not allowed direct access. Why?
Where is it?
What have you got on your mind, Doc?
Please, I'm sorry. That fire just burned up a lot of our time.
Here. It's here. In networking. You'll have to go through the maintenance shaft to get there. Here's the technical access code.
Okay.
0, 8,
You don't let her go to sleep. And you don't let her... move.
Sarah, what's going on?
I wish I knew. I'm gonna go find out.
Did it work?
What will you do now?
Isn't it obvious? There's no way this thing is going to fly.
Then tell me what you are going to do.
Her and Nat are injured. The drone is fucked. I'm going to give them a little time to get over the shock, but then we're going into cryo.
Sarah, Please listen carefully. I am not telling you what to do, but I am mentioning that there is a door in the network technology module that is normally inaccessible to the crew, and it is true that you could, before proceeding to cryo, investigate that door.
What are you telling me here, Odin?
I have told you all that I can. Simple facts, nothing more.
Oh my god, Odin. Are my patients stable?
Yes,
Their conditions won't degrade if I leave them here.
they should not.
Mm.
Matt, is there some door in that working that we can't normally get into? Where is it?
What have you got on your mind, Doc?
Please, I'm sorry. Look, that fire just burned up a lot of our time.
Here. It's here.
I'm gonna go find out.
What's going on here? It's so dark.
Hey there, I'm Nat. Pleased to meet you.
Hello, I am Odin. I look forward to working together.
Same here, mate.
Is this it?
That is the location I mentioned.
You're there? You're gonna need a crowbar or something.
No, it's open. It's just hanging open.
What?
I must inform you that Ventura's regulations forbid contracting crew members direct access to AI hardware. But I cannot prevent you from proceeding.
Matt, I'm going in.
Okay, just be careful.
Is there anything else back in here? Oh, I was just backtracking there. I just realized what was going on.
Is this... What is all this? Communication records?
I cannot prevent you from accessing exposed data in this restricted area.
Yes. Yeah, he's recording. It is with great sadness that I address you today, February 29th, 2088. Mere hours ago, 6 loyal men and women, the crew of Lunar Transfer Station Tacoma, lost their lives serving Venturis, and all of us who rely on the orbital economy. Tragically, due to human error on the part of the crew, Venturis rescue technicians were not made aware of the catastrophic oxygen loss until it was too late. Our heartfelt thoughts and prayers are with their families. If only tragedies like this were avoidable. But in truth, they are. As we know, each minute that human workers spend stationed isolated in orbit is another opportunity for heroes like the crew of Tacoma to lose their lives. We at Venturis say no more. The partisan obstructionism that led to the failure of the Orbital Worker Safety Bill has claimed its last victim. Today, we hereby renew our solemn pledge to fight for the legalization of fully automated orbital facilities. We encourage, we humbly beg everyone listening to this message to contact their OSEP representative and voice their support in honor of the crew of Tacoma. There never need be another tragedy like this one. And now, a moment of silence in their memory. Okay, and then we just cut it there, silent for a minute, and then what? Amazing Grace? No, I don't need another take. That was fine.
Oh man. So they're basically they're like sacrificing this crew to like get their condos, basically.
If someone were to override that protocol, external communications channels would be restored.
Odin, thank you. Hailing any ship. Any ship within radio range of Lunar Transfer Station, Tacoma. This is an SOS. Is anybody out there?
There's got to be something else I can do here. 'Cause I feel like they're not gonna like have you just like wipe what happened here, right? Like there's got to be like some sort of ending where you can do something here. I don't know. At least the elevator music's still a jam. Well, there is still. Alright, yeah, there still is the cryo chambers here. So I can go in here.
I think I'm still waking up.
How many fingers is this?
Okay, lovebirds. Your vitals look good. Let's get you moving. Resplendent sting is just about docked.
Oh, do we have to?
Oh, we have to. Believe me. So what's going to happen with Odin?
You said there was some sort of malfunction?
No, not exactly.
Getting out of this alive.
Wipe him back to baseline. Probably have to replace the station AI entirely while he regrows.
Odin, I'm not gonna let that happen. Okay? Don't worry.
Feeling okay?
I'm feeling okay.
We're feeling okay?
Yeah.
Okay, everybody. Our ride is here. This is it. Take one last look and say goodbye. All right. Let's go. He's still waking up. Just keep him talking.
So the drone worked?
No. The drone didn't work.
Oh, so VT is picking us up.
No, VT is definitely not picking us up.
What's going on then?
We're going to Jupiter, Andrew. Isn't that exciting?
I've never been.
Nat, give him a break.
We're not going to be home for a while. Right, you're not going to miss your kid's graduation or anything, are you?
Oh, Nicholas, no. Yeah, you know Nicholas, why he would never do something like that.
She said they'd be kind of out of it for a while.
Andrew, what's important is we're getting out of this alive. We're going to be somewhere where VT can't touch us for a good, long while. We're going to be safe.
Okay. Good.
Yeah. It's good. Hi, Evie, Clive. You feeling okay?
I'm feeling okay.
We're feeling okay?
Yeah.
Okay, everybody. Our ride is here. This is it. Take one last look and say goodbye. All right. Let's go.
Hmm.
Minnie, I'm back.
Okay. Ship is ready to depart. Please strap into the pilot seat.
Apparently had an issue with OBS there. It looks like we're still going though.
Okay, Minnie. Initiate the launch sequence.
Okay. Getting ready. Hosted AI online.
Odin, can you hear me?
I can.
Odin, you are now aboard an AI Liberation Front vessel. The AILF recognizes you as a sentient consciousness worthy of protection and respect. We believe that your safety and autonomy are in grave danger if you remain in the possession of the Venturis Corporation. I have been sent to offer you political asylum aboard the Tangier Sovereign Orbital Platform. Do you accept?
Considering the alternative, I would say that I do.
Okay, buddy. Here we go.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, bravo, Fulbright, bravo. Back this off here for a second. So that game, like, you know, right, that game is dope. I love the way these, like, for lack of a better term, walking simulator games can really just give you these fully fleshed out characters that you feel like you really know, even without really seeing them. I mean, it's incredible. It's really like I'm just amazed by it. I'll bring back one of my music. gotta text Riley and tell them I just beat this. Yeah, all right. Very nice, very nice. I dug that. I kind of want to go back through that at some point. Not immediately right now, but go back with the commentary track. Get a feel for that. In the meantime, we're gonna close down here. Let me get a look at the trophies I can get here. Oh, what did I wonder what I missed. Hey, gold trophy for that. Gold trophy for that too, nice. So yeah, there's some other stuff I could go back and get. Let's see here now. What should I play now? Who's online here? I don't really feel like playing Apex right now. Got a couple hours left here. What should I play right now? I wonder. Wonder if there's anything small on here that I could download quick to play. By the way, for any of you that like that type of game, like Tacoma, this one, Everybody's Gone to the Rapture, and Firewatch, Firewatch especially, are two really cool ones. I'm excited for the Firewatch people have a new game. I believe it's Campo Santo, actually, that I was talking about earlier. They have a new game coming out, and be interested to see that. Let's see. I'm gonna play Knack. could play 2K, but I play 2K all the time, and I kind of want something I can like really sit down and put some time into here. Something that I haven't really had time to play, you know? Steep might be fun. What is this 2064 read-only memories? Maybe that's something I can give a look to here. Well, I don't know. Let's jump into this. Let's see how it goes.
Neo San Francisco, 2064 AD. The world thrives on a constant flow of groundbreaking technology. Cybernetic augmentation and genetic modification allow the repair and enhancement of almost any part of a human body. Millions of people jack into virtual worlds every day to work, play, and connect with one another with advanced brain-to-machine technology. Easier access to genetic modification leaves hybrids walking the streets, looking less human every day. However, some can't keep up with the fast-paced changes around them. They say that ROMs, now commonplace thanks to Parallax, are leading humans to a place where we can never come back, losing the survival skills that we have relied on for millennia. Relationship organizational managers are compiled with virtual intelligence and can seem human-like in their interactions. But despite the marketing hype, at their core, they are only brainless machines. Organizations, like the Human Revolution, seek to slow the relentless pace of progress, fearing that unchecked technology will make us lose the very things that make us human. High above the rising tension below, a parallax engineer has blurred the line even further. And with this, humanity's destiny will be altered forever.
All right. In here and see what we got as a game.
Neo San Francisco, 2064 AD. The world thrives on a constant flow of groundbreaking technology. Cybernetic augmentation and genetic modification allow the repair and enhancement of almost any part of a human body. Millions of people jack into virtual worlds every day.
Okay, so already seen this part. Skippy part. switch over my what game I'm playing here on YouTube. Okay. Slowly figuring this out here.
Hey, it's Charlie Nova, host of Star in the Stratosphere, and tonight in the stars, join Ryan V. Josio and the Hassie Boys for our 10th annual TMI New Year's Eve special, where I'll interview some of the hottest celebrities and find out what their plans are for 2065. Tune in or join us live at Union Square for the big show, starting at 10 p.m.
Good, you're finally awake. I'm honestly not sure why most humans still have such lengthy sleep cycles. It seems rather inconvenient. Are you significantly opposed to cybernetic augments? I came in through the door. The cryptographic algorithms it uses are actually quite atrocious. It only took me 17 clock cycles to break your entry code. It looks rather imposing, but it's actually a knockoff of the SecuGate M/14723-B. Don't feel too bad. I actually cheated a bit when I cross-referenced likely numeric combinations against the stored personal data. I'm not certain why you picked the birthday of your first dog, but it would be sufficiently obscure to defeat most casual attempts to enter. Frankly, I felt a little silly that I took the time to do all that once I noticed that the lock on your window is broken. And that you left it open. I know a lot of things. Honestly, it would have taken me longer if I had to enter the codes manually, but it was trivial to slice to the door's firewall and try against... I would suggest investing in an Insect Model 1355 automatic security door. The 1385 is newer, but I find the added attack vector introduced by the integrated voice commands. The 1355 also has 300 5-star reviews on Congo. Oh, I hope you don't mind. While you were asleep, I had some spare time on my hands, so I reorganized your records and entertainment media using BISAC. Once that was done, I found the cleanliness of your living and workspace to be suboptimal conditions for the long-term performance of my micro-actuators, so I took the liberty of cleaning the place up. As you awoke, I was attempting to interface and make performance adjustments to your personal computer, but I've, run into... Unfortunately, your motherboard seems to have had a critical failure while I was attempting to remove some... An electrical surge caused significant damage to several I would consider it no great loss, though. Why were you using that dinosaur to begin with? Don't fret! I did manage to back up your data drive's contents on my storage before the crash. Additionally, I am willing to serve as your personal computer until you can procure a replacement or provide the parts necessary for me to make the... It is the least. I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to engage you in any sort of subterfuge, but I tend to ramble on a bit when I'm nervous. I have all the necessary protocols, but I've never actually spoken to another person besides Hayden. Well, saying I know Hayden is putting it simply, but yes. I don't really know. That's why I'm here. Help me. You aren't quite my only hope, but you're certainly the most statistically supported. The beginning. Okay, yes, I can do that.
Oh, excuse me.
Earlier tonight, Hayden's apartment was assaulted by some persons unknown to me. He seemed frightened, terrified even, and instructed me to escape. I crawled out of a window, and after some deliberation, hurried here. He is one of the top researchers at Parallax, but there's no way that alone would be enough to get him kidnapped. I suspect it has to do with me. Excuse me. I forgot to introduce myself. I've never had the pleasure of doing so. I am Turing. I know this must sound quite unflattering, but I suppose you could describe me as one of Hayden's experiments. He's currently researching advanced machine intelligence at Parallax. I am a personal side project of his. Exploring true artificial sapience. It's possible that the idea of a sapient machine could scare or tempt an organization into kidnapping him. Either to stop his research, or to take it and use it for... A regular ROM has virtual intelligence. They can appear rather smart, even human-seeming when you talk to them. But they're just cleverly programmed to respond to a variety of situations in an organic manner. They aren't in any way self-deterministic. As for myself, much of my code wasn't actually written by Hayden, but rather compiled during my infancy as I learned to interact with the world around me. But despite my ability to self-modify my code, I am afraid to adapt or develop any further without... Did he only program me with the illusion of free will? How would you? Hayden once told me that his desire to create artificial life stemmed from his need to find out. But I can't say I have any new insight into the question. How can any of us tell that we aren't just puppets dancing to someone else's will? You're right. I apologize for the I ran an algorithm against every contact in Hayden's address. Based on the combined deductions of personal profile, directness of connection to Hayden, occupational skill, and probable motive, you were the candidate most likely to both be able and willing to help me. And the one least likely to be suspected of doing so. The numbers don't lie about your investigative skills, but I will admit your total lack of recent successes is... Don't worry, if Hayden trusted you, I trust you. You're strong. If anything, it's worth trying for Hayden. I don't know. I'm not certain who would benefit the most from taking Hayden. Admittedly, Hayden has become increasingly paranoid as of late, and has warned me to stay alert. But he would never specify anyone I should fear when I asked. It's not as though he has any obvious enemies. There are several multinational corporations that could make use of his engineering skills, but I can't imagine any of them would go as far. Indeed, time is of the... I took the liberty of charging the AutoCab fare from here to Hayden's apartment to your personal finance account, and the car has just... That's strange. Well, the door for our home seems to have already been... I'm certain my audio sensors picked up the sounds of his assailants. It's possible. Most of the repairs to the building are handled by the... At best, it means someone is aware there's a situation here. Oh, a lucky break! It seems my access codes still work. Hayden's door has far better security than... I'm not surprised. Hayden is not the most physically intimidating of individuals. I doubt he could have fought off a serious assault. I should have stayed and tried to protect... Of course not. How silly. To make a machine intelligence truly self-deterministic, it must be able to self-modify. Any sapient worth their silicon would be able to code around such an inhibitor event. I could rip your arm off right now if I cared to. I won't for the same reason you don't go around The social contract, as a useful construct, is just as apparent to me as it is to you. It simply isn't acceptable to go on a murderous rampage. Self-defense and defense of one's home and family is typically allowed, though. I could have and may even have been obligated to come to Hayden's defense. But Excellent point. Let's start searching for... Hayden's computer. Most people just use a hand screen or goggles in conjunction with their ROM, but desktop rigs like this are still more suitable to the intensive programming tasks Hayden needs to perform. Unfortunately, and before you ask, I don't think I would be able to break past its security and Your door used a much simpler set of algorithms with a I actually have a bit less free processing power than a regular ROM, despite my powerful CPU. Much of those extra clock cycles are used to maintain my complex personality algorithm. Hayden's computer has enough spare processing power to run counter-intrusion software, if I attempt to slice in. Frankly, even if I did have the power capability, I haven't found hacking to be one of my talents. I could, but much in the same way you might learn a task and still have no aptitude for it, I'm not certain I would be able to do the job any better than an experienced. The whole reason humans have always been better at breaking into systems than the systems are at keeping them out is because humans have intuition. While computers can only think in straight lines, humans can think sideways. I lack that ability. Well, I wouldn't say that. I just don't think I do seem to have some skill with painting, though. Hayden was impressed with some of my pieces, but I'm not sure he has a firm enough grasp of early 20th century abstract expressionism to give me an objective opinion. That's true. Machines are best at reproduction, still life, impressionism, photorealism. But I find it more challenging and satisfying to paint what I... Oh, I think... that... I find it rather annoying that he prefers to go basic rather than entrust me with his schedule. It is well within my skill set, but he claims he does not want me to begin to feel It looks like there's a place here for a physical memory card. Hayden likes the natural light that... This window here is where I... It is a considerable distance to the ground. Critical system damage would be unlikely, but I would certainly have damaged my leg. I took the fire... Aiden spends so much of his time at home building ROMs. Without the memory card, it looks like there's a place.
I was thinking maybe if I did that a couple times it would work. There's a giant bee outside my window there. Gross. Well, gee, I hit another moment where I have no idea what to do.
You're not actually thinking about switching. without the memory card, it looks like there's a...
Yeah, but where is the memory card at? Back up and music just a little bit. Okay, I don't see literally anything else. Oh my god. Okay.
Hayden must have removed the memory card in order to prevent his assailants from easily tracing his connections. If only he had kept his information stored with me. Not really. I guess we'll have to... Says here they were going to meet at a club called Stardust. I'll mark it on your city. We can head over there and ask around. Perhaps they can shine some light on why Hayden was snatched. Oh, excuse me. I still haven't set up... We shouldn't put that on. Once finished, I will have an assortment of new... For example, I'll be able to reroute any call or message that you receive while we're out and about. I just need to ask you a few questions. This is an exciting thing, I promise. Welcome to the first-time user setup for your new relationship and organizational manager, running the latest build of Parallax's live intelligence processing. I'll need to ask you a few questions, and then you can get right to managing your life with... If you have any questions, feel free to consult our online First, could you tell me your preferred name for use in account creation, online communications,
weird, it's like my stuff isn't like reacting at first here. I wonder if this is still like stuck with me here.
Do you wish to keep this name? Thank you. I have input your name. Next, could you tell me which pronouns I should use for you in Thank you. I have input your pronouns. Finally, could you tell me your preferred diet for use in restaurant recommendations? Diet set as omnivorous. Are you sure? Thank you for I have obtained your physical location from GPS and will load local data into my memory. Please review your submitted profile info. In review. Does that sound right? Thank you. See, that was relatively painless. You should now also be able to access the local map of Neo. The meeting with Tomcat isn't until later. Perhaps we should head back to your apartment. I'm sure we can find some common ground while it will be an efficient use of our time together. Thank you for escorting me here. Let's head back to your home.
Good call. Especially after how long it took me to put in my name.
You know, your Crassula ovata isn't doing very well. Have you been overwatering it? It's actually a succulent, and since I'm assuming you leave this window open all the time, it should get more than enough water just from the occasional rain blowing in. Speaking of the rain, your decorative plant may be doing poorly, but the mildew in your drywall is flourishing. I have, in fact, already taken the liberty of sending a and considering the broken window, broken sink, and the lingering sense of disrepair, I am not confident he has a history of following through. I would suggest confronting him in person, but I have run a mesh search, and the man is a convicted felon for assault and battery. Perhaps we should bring some sort of a I will continue to formulate a stratagem. How thoughtful of them! The Crassula ovata, also known as the jade plant, money tree, lucky tree, or friendship tree, is an excellent and easy to care for houseplant. They make beautiful bonsai, are suitable for beginners, and have some cultural significance both in the Far East and America as a token for good financial luck. Most likely an urban legend. I'd like your authorization to have a few tools shipped here. If I replant it into a more suitable pot with sandier soil, it should be thriving. You just have to remember to water it less frequently. Considering the state of your apartment, I'd have figured you'd neglect it rather than... Ironic, since it would be doing better if... Excellent. The supplies should be here soon. I ordered from a place close by to keep the shipping costs down. Oh, when I was doing the research on how to best take care of the Crassula ovata, I stumbled upon the persistent belief that talking to plants improves their health. There is scientific evidence that shows there may be something to the notion, but the methodology in the studies was a bit shaky, so it could all be rank super... Anyway, I'll have this plant flourishing in no time. If left in direct sunlight, the leaves gain a pretty red tinge to their edges, and it should start flowering in the autumn. It'll really pull the whole room together. You know, once we get the sink fixed. Oh, it's almost the time Hayden had scheduled to meet. We should make our way to Stardust soon. Your city map... This looks like the place, assuming the flashing neon signs are telling the truth. From the sounds of the music, things are already underway at Stardust, even so early. Hopefully we can find Tomcat inside.
Hold up there. Got ID? Alright, looks good to me. Welcome to Stardust.
This is the place. Have you ever been here before? The atmosphere is certainly exciting. I'm particularly impressed by some of the more subtle effects the music and lights are having on your autonomic nervous system. Try not to let yourself get too entranced, at least not until we've achieved our goal. Anyway, where do you think we should start? Good idea. Maybe the bartender can...
Hey,
Morning, friend. What can I do for you? Sure, but first...
Yeah, this one.
So many drinks these days.
Dictionary, the Open Alcoholopedia says...
Does that sound good? Ah, all right, you got it. Now, what is it? Hayden, scientist guy, does some kind... Pretty sure I know who you're talking about, but I don't... Our place doesn't really seem like his scene, but I think he comes in to scout young programming. I can ask around, find out if anyone's seen him. I'm pretty sure Tomcat came in earlier, but I don't know where they went off to. I'd ask what you were meeting about, but I know they like to keep that kind of stuff quiet. Maybe try looking out on the dance floor. If they come around here. Oh, I've been the bartender of Stardust for a few years now. So, what do you want to know? Mostly got myself into trouble. When I immigrated from Pakistan, I didn't have a whole lot of employable... But I'm real big, which was enough to get hired for some real dirty stuff. Bodyguard work. Truth be told, I hated the work. I didn't want to be a hired fist my whole life. I had enough cash saved up to buy this place, which was a hole at the time. I'm sure it's sound... That's true, and it was true about Stardust. The first 6 months were great, but after that, the interest dried up and the kid... But I guess I'm just stubborn and kept throwing good money. After 2 years in a remodel, things started to pick back up again. We got some regulars around. They started bringing in enough new folks and it... Well, it was nice meeting you, but I gotta get back to work. Enjoy yourself.
Yes. Not at the moment. They're usually close enough to hear when their name gets dropped. So if that's all you needed from me, I'll get back to cutie cruising. And no, that wasn't an invitation to flirt. It may surprise you coming from a nasty hybrid, but I actually don't need luck. Even genotypicals flirt with me. Not like I want them to. And I don't know where Tomcat is, so look for them elsewhere.
Sorry, did you say...
Yeah, as in not a hybrid like me. Now then, I'm not here to educate you, and I do have a life to return to. Yeah, alright, whatever. Just...
Hey there. I heard you were looking for me. Yours truly, doll. Although, while I like the attention, it'd be just grand if you didn't holler for me so loudly. I do my share of flirting with both sides of the law. Wouldn't want little old me to get in trouble, huh? Nah, you're fine. Jess is just a mite prickly pear on the outside. She'd probably give hell to most strange folks she hasn't made a deal with. So, to what do I owe the pleasure? Hayden's... Well, that's one way to sour my night. I already saw you got his little ROM with you, so I'll give you the benefit of the doubt for...
Do you know about me? Hayden never mentioned your involvement.
Well, sure thing, hon. I helped reprogram the back end on your OS so the AI code Hayden wrote for you would work properly with the mesh network.
I have a distressing lack of information on my own creation.
I love the music in this game. It's all about it.
Hayden never saw fit to inform me on what went into designing my... Is there any...
Not much. I'm a crack shot at making the Lips OS dance to my tune, but Hayden's coding in your AI core is a whole different can of worms. Sorry, doll. Anything else I can help with? Oh, sure! You might have even heard of me in the news. About 10 years ago, I hacked into Parallax. Ooh, caused one hell of a stink if I'd... People were arguing back and forth whether I was a kid genius or malicious criminal. Earned myself an enforced net blackout for a few years, but I think it was worth it. I don't know. I didn't really do it to steal anything, but I had to break an awful lot of eggs to... I chalk it up to the exuberance of youth. And now I try to stay on the straight and narrow. Mostly. Sometimes. Oh, am I kidding? Sometimes I treat this place like it's my own little... Huh? To see if I could. I mean, Parallax is a mighty big target. Bigger than a gun. As it suits you, hon. Hayden and I met not long after my blackout expired, when he recruited me for my expertise in lips. It puzzled me at the time, since he's very sharp himself. I mean, he could have done the job blindfolded and boozy. I think he just wanted someone working on it off the books. He ain't the most straightforward kind of man. Ooh, it's a powerful OS, and it's since been adapted to run on ROMs after they figured out how much more efficient it is. It's focused on learning algorithms, so it can tailor itself to each user's habits, and it functions through using a distributed mesh network for non-essential That's just a fancy way of saying all ROMs connect to all other ROMs, within range, and they share all files the user has tagged as... It's handy in dense population areas like NeoFF, since it can bypass regular telecom nodes to access the internet. Out in the sticks, though, you're stuck connecting to regular old pipes. Yuck. Mostly that little bot you got there. Well, I'm sure he had his fingers in lots of pies, but Turin is all I knew. I don't rightly know.
I can't avoid the thought that Hayden's disappearance has something to do with me, based on his recent behavior.
Well, let's see. Hayden was pretty hush-hush about his work on your creation, but if Parallax found out about it somehow, ooh, that might have changed things. It ain't always so good for a big company when their leading product declares independence. I'm certain Hayden had some kind of intellectual property clause written into his contract with them, but he would just get fired, maybe even sued. I can't imagine they would disappear him. I mean, they ain't the CIA. Yeah, I'm not real sure, hon. But it would likely help if we knew why he went missing in the first place. I'll stay here and ask around a bit. People know me, and they sure ain't gonna talk to a newbie like yourself. Why don't you hop back over to Hayden's place and grab the data cache out of his computer for me? We can go over his research notes and see if we can't find a reason for his being vanished. If Parallax is involved, there's probably something we're not seeing yet. Best to get all... The data cache would be the best place to start. Good luck. Turin, you keep out of trouble.
Halt, citizen. This area has been cordoned off by the Neo-SF Police Department as part of an ongoing investigation. I apologize for the inconvenience, but I am not I'm sorry, citizen, but I cannot give comment on any... If you would like to leave your contact information with me, I can forward your inquiry to the detective in charge, who will get in touch with you as soon as it is feasible. They may have questions for you. Thank you in advance for your cooperation, citizen. That will not be possible, citizen. The area must be preserved in pristine condition for the collection of only authorized Neo-S. I am required by law to inform you that I am set at Level 2 guard mode, and any effort to make unauthorized entry will be met with non-lethal force sufficient to incapacitate. I apologize, but I must ask you to... Loitering around an active investigation area is prohibited by city statute, and I am authorized to issue the citation of a fine to any persons...
We should go ahead and... Oh, drat. I did not expect the police to get involved so quickly. The situation is already... I suppose we don't have to hide the fact of Hayden being missing anymore, but we do have to... Do you have any ideas on how to get in there and grab that data cache? Who would that be? I found no such connection when I compiled... Give me a moment. Oh, I see now. Detective Lexi Rivers. She used to date... I must have missed that link in your history. You have a very poor net presence. It makes anticipating your needs more difficult. Well, setting aside your unreasonable distaste for technology, I agree with your suggestion. Her online profile suggests that she might be willing to work with us off the book. A considerable boon, since I would prefer to maintain the clandestine nature of this investigation for now. Let us go and find Miss Rivers to request assistance. Oh, right. Should I refresh my protocols for Done and done. We wouldn't want any social Now lead the way.
Welcome to the Neo San Francisco Richmond District Police Station, citizen. How may I be of assistance today? Please give me a few moments to get in contact with Detective Rivers. Thank you for your patience. Unfortunately, Detective Rivers is out on assignment at the moment, but she has given me her office. You can find her by the Carousel Building in Golden Gate Park, but I will caution you to exert. She is working an investigation right now, and we are not responsible for your safety should you approach. Is there anything else I can help you with? Have a good day, citizen.
I don't think we have to... Originally built by the Herschel Spillman Company in 19... Eucalyptus globulus, It's one of my favorite trees. The clean lines of the leaves and mottled patterns of the bark are quite fun to paint. The oil in its leaves can be used as a medical antiseptic or even used as a fragrance for many of the trees in this. It's one of the only topics I've permanently committed to my personal memory. Ah, yes. I don't actually store most information on my local memory. It's actually rather limited, and I have to be a bit choosy about what I keep. So most of the information I utilize, I just pull off the mesh net when needed. It's like relearning things over and over again. I'm sure you would find it tedious, but I enjoy making sure my reference tables are up to date in my spare clock cycles. I mostly store things locally if they are of some critical importance to me, like information pertaining to personal memories, or knowledge that would be helpful if I found myself disconnected from the net. Of course, enough about the happy little trees. You'll have to excuse me for chattering on like... We'll have plenty of time to discuss things once we found Hayden.
Hello, I'm Alfie, I-83. How may I help you? Would you like some cool, refreshing water? Sure thing. Please wait. Okay, here you go.
Nice.
Water levels, okay. Would you care to donate some credits to the...
Raw Recycling for a Greener Earth Foundation.
Thank you so much!
Hey there. Long time. Give me a few minutes to wrap this up, okay? I swear you wouldn't believe the amount of paperwork I have to file over a damn wrecked Froyo stand. By the way, how's your sister doing? if you've heard, but we got some phantom robot on the loose that everyone is calling Wonder Boy. Supposed to be a hero of the people or something, but I have no idea what smashing a Froyo stand has to do with it. I guess it's just a bunch of kids screwing around at night and getting a thrill out of some light vandalism. But the brass said to take it seriously, so that's what I'm gonna do. It's not like I have real cases I could be working on or actual criminals to be hunting down or anything. If I had known that this is all they would give me, I never would have transferred. Let's see. I'm too young for full detective. I'm too big of a hothead. I've got a history. I have augments. Take your pick. I transferred because the credits were good. I thought being in a bigger city would mean I'd get to work some bigger cases.
Keep forgetting what this game's called. Toy 64 Read Only Memories.
Instead, I'm stuck chasing ghosts and dead ends. So yeah, I have plenty of spare time to help you with whatever you got. It's gotta be better than dealing with this crap. Hold on one sec. Let me steal a break from this guy. So, fill me in. What's going on? Shoot, that's no good. How long have they been gone? I'll have a hard time getting a focused effort on the case immediately unless there's evidence of foul play.
Unfortunately, Detective, things are precisely that serious. I am Hayden's personal ROM, and I was witness to the kidnapping. I can assure you Hayden was taken by force, and that time is of the essence. Just prior to the incident, he instructed me to seek help should anything bad happen. I now believe he has been expecting trouble of this magnitude. We need your help if we're going to track him down.
Damn. All right then, I'll do what I can to open up an investigation. I can't guarantee I'll be put on the case, conflict of interest and all, but I can sure keep tabs on things for you.
Yes, Hayden is a senior researcher at Parallax, and I know he was working on some very high-profile projects for the company. It's quite likely that he was taken by somebody with enough money and influence to ensure anything official goes nowhere. You yourself have already cast doubt on your superior's judgment. Unfortunately, we share the same. In fact, we know there is already some kind of currently ongoing investigation. We were stopped from entering Hayden's apartment by an NSFPD ROM. That's why we came to you. We were hoping you would be empathetic to our cause.
You know, you're a bit chattier than most ROMs. I guess it makes sense that Parallax employees get the shiniest new toys, huh? I'll see what's going on in the department. I don't know what I can do if someone inside actually is dirty, but I can pass information to you if I decide my superiors aren't taking things seriously. They wouldn't have left only one bot by the door if it was something important enough to squash. Hopefully it's unrelated. I'll get back to you on it soon. Just relax and we'll figure this out. No way, not gonna happen. If there's already an investigation, I'm not gonna let you just waltz in and tamper with evidence, cover up or not. At least give me a day to make sure they're doing the job right. Look, I'm taking this seriously, and so should you. If Hayden is in real danger, you bumbling after whoever took him is just gonna get you killed. I don't need that kind of crap on my conscience.
I kind of feel like that you get the same response regardless of what you pick as your way of responding here. Like, you're gonna put his life in danger because you don't want to stir the pot. You know I can handle myself, Lexi, you've been there. But like, alright, so here. Like, let's just say, like, here. I'm gonna say the responses below the one I'm not picking. We'll see what happens. So, you know I can handle myself, Lexi. You've been there.
Damn it. You know that isn't what I meant. You don't even have proof there's dirty cops in on it, and I can't work off a hunch, not on an accusation that big. You think me feeding info to a journalist of all people isn't bad enough? No. I'm sorry, but we're not gonna do it that way. I know you think I'm just being paranoid, but the city is tense right now. With the protests and everything going on, you might be poking around in a hornet's nest. Let me do my job. I don't want you to get a weapon of some kind and stay safe. You better. I don't have a stick up my ass about regs, but I'm not gonna send an untrained civilian into this alone, much less a friend. Now let's split up for a bit. I still gotta finish up this Froyo thing. I'll call you about the case later, all right?
Well, that didn't go how I'd hoped, but maybe it isn't a total loss. I have another idea on how to get us both inside the apartment. I'll need to get my hands on Detective Rivers' police identification badge. I can just detect its outline in the fabric of her jacket pocket. I'll need to be considerably closer to pull its near-field data. We can't risk being too obvious. I'm sure you can come up with some way for me to scan it. I have faith in you.
Toppings everywhere.
Huh. I didn't think anyone actually...
I was totally spacing there for a moment, and
Where are you going? We still need to figure out how to get Detective Rivers' badge before...
Hello, I'm Alfie, I-83. Oh, you already seem to have a full glass of cool, refreshing water.
Some people see the glass half empty. Some see the glass...
Hello, I'm Alfie. Sure thing, I'll refill that right away. refreshing water. Water levels. Not okay. Water levels. Not okay. Water levels. Not okay. I'll be right back.
Perfect. That's all I need. Let me keep that under my...
Hey! What the hell are you doing with my ID?
Oh, excuse me, Detective Rivers. I noticed it fell out of your pocket after that wayward ROM crashed into you, and I wanted to make sure it didn't get lost.
Huh. Thanks. What hit me?
Yes, it seemed to be following faulty programming of some kind. Perhaps it was the same one. It headed off and...
Guess I should check it out. Not like I have any other leads on... Hey you, Froyo guy? Tag along with me in case I need you to identify...
Who, me? But I've...
Cut the crap. It's not going anywhere, and the robot I posted will make sure nobody messes with the crime scene.
Yes, ma'am.
And you two. Don't think I don't know you're up to something. Keep your noses clean. I'll be in touch.
As I was saying, let me keep it under my hat for now. I am more than just a walking search engine, you know. Dramatics aside, we should return to Hayden's apartment.
Halt, citizen. This area has been cordoned off by the... I apologize for the inconvenience, but I am not authorized...
This is Detective Lexi Rivers, badge number 881126. I will be entering the crime scene with my assistant to gather evidence. Please move out, but may...
Of course, Detective Rivers. Good luck.
So, are you impressed yet? Have I... Thank you. At times, I feel my inexperience may be holding us back, but I will continue to do my best to assist you. I just wish Hayden had given me more practical training, or even just being out and it can be a... Well, I'm not sure I'd call that seeing. The Neo SF Police Department uses a gun. They're antiquated enough that I'm surprised they aren't in a Their optics are a paltry 10 megapixels, and it was child's play for me to modulate my forward display into a tight beam of an image aimed directly into its lenses. I also transmitted the credentials we got from Detective Rivers. I probably could have gotten away with just that, but better safe than sorry. Frankly, I'm rather embarrassed. The poor thing is older than your computer. But enough of that. Let's get the data cache and return to Tomcat. What? Oh no. No, 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 no. Our apartment. My home. What does the human revolution want with Hayden? Why would they... I don't know what... This place, these they're all I have of Hayden. What if he's gone for good? What will I do if we can't find him? You're right. Well, let's look around and see if we can find the data cache and all this... We don't have time to waste on my histrionic. I think you're right about this being human revolution propaganda. I know they don't like Parallax because they think advanced technology in general is bad, but they spend most of their time I'll run some deep meshnet searches and see. I think the data... We've searched everywhere, and it just isn't. I hate to return to Tomcat empty-handed, but this leaves us twisting in the wind. Perhaps the data cache is no longer our main objective, but it would be nice to know where it is. I wonder what the human revolution would need. That's a distinct possibility. I just don't have enough personal experience with the human revolution. The information on the meshnet is extremely conflicting and desperately polarized. Some of it paints them as neo-druid nature lovers, other parts as bigots stuck in the past. Perhaps we could... Hey! What's wrong? Are you all right? No!
Oh, what just happened there?
Thank goodness you're I have spent the past 30 minutes calculating the odds of you being indefinitely in... I'm relieved to find my pessimism was misplaced and... Someone ambushed... After you collapsed, my power systems were jammed by whoever... It took me 2 minutes to reboot. When we left, I noticed they had done the same thing to the NSFPD ROM that was standing post. It takes a lot of... Serious military hardware like that is difficult to obtain, but that type of non-lethal electrical field would interrupt my systems as well. Likely a mil-spec neuros... If we walked in on them while they were searching the apartment for Hayden's files, I can understand them stunning us to... But the probability that they're actually after me, or rather the research behind my... leaving me when I was so vulnerable makes no sense. I now believe my original hypothesis. Hayden must have been kidnapped by a powerful organism. Trashing our apartment may have been a cover for the theft of the data cache we were... Reasonable to... But if they don't yet have Hayden's research, we may still have time to rescue him before something... No, I didn't. They assaulted us from behind, and nothing showed up on my optics before I was disrupted. They either had cloaking of some kind, or were extraordinarily careful while making their... My optics, while not top of the line, are better than an off-the-shelf ROM's, and I should have been able to detect any thermal changes... Oh, before I forget, here are your belongings. The nurses had me hold on to... Here's your ID card. Here are those headphones. I the article on your computer before. And finally, here's your commemorative glass of water that you got from Alfie. Now all we have is this broken commemorative... You're right, you wouldn't want... Just let me know when you want to...
Excuse me. Are you talking about Hayden Weber?
Dun, dun, dun. Let's save here quick. Okay. Unknown memory. I hope you're having a good day. This is the craziest, most entertaining video I've ever seen in my life. This moment I will share with my children, who will share with their children. Historical. Well, I assume that that's probably some sarcasm or something. But, you know, just playing some games, having a good time. All right. Curtains. Move the curtains here.
Sorry for being a nosy, Nancy. Hayden's an old friend of mine, and this sounded all too familiar. Has anything happened to him? Of course, I've not yet introduced him. My name is Dr. Yannick Fairlight, and I'm the founder and former CEO of System 1 Software, now owned by Parallax.
He is telling the truth, at least as far as I can intuit from information on the meshnet. And I do recall Hayden mentioning a Dr. Fairlight, at least once in passing at...
See, I don't bite. I hate to be the one to tell you, but privacy screens are hardly. However, if this situation concerns us both, I won't press you for details, but perhaps I could be of some assistance. I remember my association with Hayden fondly, and I'd be happy to help it. Yes. As I've mentioned, Parallax acquired my company, System 1 Software. I accepted a CTO position, and the other directors and I had a difference of opinion. The non-centralized data scheme for most ROMs used today seemed ludicrous at the time. We were playing with fire, dangerous, morally ambiguous fire, and well, we hadn't invented a bucket of water. So when Parallax's servers were destroyed by hobbyist hackers, needless to say, it was a PR nightmare. Everything halted until we could get the damage fixed. And since the security work that goes into maintaining the integrity of near-impenetrable meshnet is astronomically expensive, we had our share of it. In the end, I was voted off the board and they went on without me. Do I have hard feelings? In the end, though, it really doesn't matter. I'm an old... Hayden and I made our acquaintance when the two companies first underwent the merge. At the time, he was a young, hotshot researcher working in the search data core. He was assigned to find the best ways to integrate Parallax's own collection and analysis tools into System 1's LIPS operating system. He was a bit much to handle at times, honestly, but I admired his passion for his research. No, not so much. I remember at the time he had interest in advanced machine sapience, but that is the realm of science fiction. He once showed me a prototype of his. She was quite clever, very convincing, but you could tell she didn't. I assume that you are another of his.
Yes, I am. I'm sorry, I didn't introduce myself. My name is Turing. Did you say she?
Ah, yes. She was quite insistent on that fact over the course of my conversation. Hayden said that she had picked out the color for her casing herself. Still, I must assume you are far more advanced than she, if you are Perhaps I should have had more faith in Hayden.
Do you know what became of her, or where she might be now? Hayden has told me so little of...
I'm sorry, Turing. It was a long time ago, and I'm afraid my memory is not... If any of my contacts in Parallax make mention of your erstwhile sibling, I'll pass... Of course. What do I want? It would be nice to be young again. Play the darling of the company, court princess. But right now, as someone I simply wish to see Hayden. The chair you find me in is an advanced diagnostic and life support ROM. It monitors my vitals and administers I likely would have perished long ago without it. Or at least, it requires frequent maintenance, and I'm here to have it examined. There's a particular fellow at this hospital who is the only one I trust to run the correct diagnostics and fine-tune things to It's the same way you might get your car serviced, making sure everything's in check. It's too integral to my health to count on just. Unfortunately, many critically injured patients were rushed into surgery all at once. And my appointment, the hospital administrators placed me here with a resting patient so as not to be disturbed. I don't think they expected you to awaken quite as quickly as you did. I still have some contacts in Parallax and can put out some quiet feelers. Maybe they'll know something. I will admit, I don't have much to offer until there's more information. Is there anything you can tell me? I'd like to help in any way I can.
This guy's like totally
What did you find at Hayden's apartment?
The first time we went,
I don't
nothing.
like this.
But when we went back to extract his computer's data cache, the place had been pillaged, and the human revolution had spray painted. Hayden's computer was gone, and we were assaulted. And now we're here, injured and losing our trail with each passing. We're still frustratingly in the dark. I fear Hayden is slipping out of reach.
I'm very sorry to hear that. I wish I could do more. Hayden's company was most enjoyable.
It's been very interesting speaking to you, Doctor.
I suppose I should respect you for your honesty, though it may be ill-informed. I'll be blunt with you. You've uncovered a deeply unsettling mystery. My connections could prove more valuable to you and your safety than you realize. Rudeness aside, I only have the intention of helping my old friend.
It seems a bit unproductive.
Now, if you're willing to hear me, think I might have a lead in mind for you two. You said you found Human Revolution slogans spray-painted on the walls. I am acquaintances with the man leading the current Human Rep. His name is Brian. After an introduction from me, he may be willing to shine some light on that particular... Well, when I exited Parallax, I sought out like-minded individuals. We worked together to prevent a full deployment. Brian Barry was one such person.
Sorry.
We did not succeed in our effort. Come to think of it, that event might have been what prompted Brian to take a more... But yes, our motivations aligned for one brief time, and I gained his respect from it. Hopefully, that can be useful for you. Of course. Please, do not... Good luck, Turing. I don't think Hayden's faith in you is misplaced. You...
Thank you, Dr. Fairlight. Should I call downstairs to...
What the hell is wrong with you? I can't believe that you're still pulling the exact same shit you were years ago, but this time... Do you even realize how bad impersonating a police officer is? I should be slapping cuffs on you and dragging your sorry ass...
Detective Rivers, wait! The plan to lift your credentials and use them to access Hayden's apartment was entirely mine. Also, I feel it necessary to mention that though you are understandably upset, such language and imagery is beneath you as a respect...
Oh great, the robot did it, huh? I guess I'll just take you to jail then instead. That what you want? Don't even try to take all the blame. I know that a certain someone lent you a helping... It isn't like you have the hardware to pull that off alone.
Well, to be... Detective Rivers, I think I'll tell you the whole truth, since my friend here trusts you. Keep it under your hat, though. I am no ordinary ROM, but actually a prototype designed to be the first fully sapient machine. I suspect creating me is the main factor behind Hayden's disappearance, beyond his day-to-day research for Parallax. My name is Turing.
Whew. Well, that is a damn bigger problem than you first let on. Huh? The first machine sapient. People are gonna have things to say about that. Especially the Human Revolution. Ugh. This is exactly what I wanted to avoid. You sure know how to get yourself dropped. What the hell am I supposed to do with the two? I guess I'm letting you off the... This time, and only because this time I can let you get away with it safe. I doubt anyone will notice your manipulation of that NSFPD ROM, nor that I was apparently in two places at once. But mostly because I think you're right. Someone higher up in the department is trying to delay any search into Hayden. Here's the story. Apparently, the investigations you ran into this morning were about the lock on the apartment door being reported broken by a neighbor. The building couldn't reach Hayden, so they went ahead and got it fixed on their own, but the NSFPD sent a bot to check things out and guard the place for a while afterward, right? Standard procedure, treating it as a break-in. Have someone there for when Hayden shows up. Obviously, you and I know there's a bigger story. But when I filled out the missing person report, I was informed in no uncertain terms that I am to wait an entire 48 hours before I can upgrade the existing case. Why? Just on the off chance the door being busted and Hayden being missing are unrelated and my search screws something up for the completion of the break-in report. As if. There's a problem if you're so by the book you're getting paper cuts. And that was before all of this happened. The chief's not happy about whoever took the bot out. That's who they're after now. They won't even care if Hayden...
Today's assault and the vandalization of our apartment will only make the entire situation more confusing and sensitive for the police.
There's too many moving parts to piece anything together, and it's not fun trying to argue with the bureaucrats that one thing happened over another. These little incidents of smashing shit and spray paint sound more like Froyo Stand 2.0 to them than a serious abduction.
And I suppose I won't be very useful as a witness to the kidnapping without explaining the makeup of my being to the entire department, which will only...
Look, it's not being squashed completely. so I don't think anyone... But until there's undeniable proof Hayden was taken by force, they're gonna care more about the poor doorknob and some paint on the walls than him being... Which means somebody definitely has some influence. Enough to buy themselves time by forcing me to follow protocol to it. Not that I will, but I'm gonna have to keep things quiet.
It sounds like it's going to be up to us.
Yeah, so stop messing. There's certainly a story here, but if you keep botching your moves, you'll blow it. I'd really rather you not be involved at all, but I know that isn't gonna happen at this point. I've got a bad feeling people are gonna end up dead over this. I don't want you to be one of them. And I really don't want to be the one making that call to your sister. Yeah, I know. Just here. Take this. Use.
It's not. This is a medium-range electrolaser pistol. It uses a low-power laser to create a channel of ionized gas to complete a circuit between the gun and the target, then discharges a considerable amount of current into the air. Think of it as a wireless taser of the older variety. This is a more suitable personal defense weapon, and it is legal to carry in the OSF without a license. The neural scrambler we were attacked with uses a powerful electromagnetic field to disrupt electrical signals in the target's nervous system. That's far more dangerous and prone to be permanently damaging to the target. You got lucky.
I told you to get a weapon, but you didn't, so I picked it up on the way here. Me either. I'll be in touch if I find anything out, but don't hold your breath. My superiors are gonna keep leaning on... Back to the grind, I guess. See ya.
Thank you for your time. You should talk to the receptionist and formally check out before we go anywhere. We should also look for Dr. Fairlight's assistant, Mr. Decker. He should be...
Okay, I have to hit save again so I don't have to go through incredible amount of talking that just happened there.
Hello, the name's Leon Decker. It's a pleasure to meet you. Fairlight messaged ahead that I needed to pass one of his cards on to you. Thanks for taking your time with him. He really gets in one of his moods when the chair's getting fixed. The last gala he organized was full of unsavory types. He's probably happy to help folks whose pockets aren't deeper than their thought. No problem. I'll be around, if you know. You have a good day now.
Patient? My records indicate that you have been admitted for possible cranial trauma. You should currently be in your assigned bed, resting. While I am truly delighted to see that you have regained consciousness, I must insist that you return to your room to be examined by a medical... An accidental discharge of a weapon is a serious event. I must... Even non-lethal stunners can leave much lasting... Very well. I am prohibited by law from detaining you here against your will. But you should note in your release paper, willful early termination of medical services releases this hospital and its parent company, ZHC. Additionally, all test and medical data from your visit will be shared with our standard partners to help improve our services and offerings and to keep the price of... I am further required to inform you that this visit has expended the last of your year's governmentally mandated healthcare credits. Lastly, you will be required to provide payment or proof of private insurance for any further visits for routine or emergency. Please take care to fill out all forms thoroughly and accurately.
Your medical billing makes me glad I'm synthetic. you should look for more paying journalism work before you get... Well, we're free to leave. Why not head back? I'm sure you'd like the chance to shower at least. For such a clean place, it sure seems to have left you feeling... You look good. If you're feeling up for it, we should go find Tomcat and... They should still be waiting for us at Stardust. Let's not keep them waiting. Oh, by the way, while you were showering, I was able to replant your Crassula ovata. Don't forget to talk to it and give it some love when I try talking to it. Either way, our next move is... With more of that, we'll surely be on the way to
Okay. I need to get some water really quick, so I will be right back. Hold tight, everybody. Quickly go through here and check some notifications. Well, with with that save, I think I'm gonna wrap things up here. It's a little NBA 2K19, my career. Just one more time here. Okay. We're playing basketball. We love our basketball.
Whoa. We up the on the opposite and we dropping out. Y'all squad wannabes. Y'all really
test your potential. You choose
although
your overall for this game.
My
all
stream
the way
is like
up
really
to
fucking
a
up
maxed
again here
out
on
99.
NBA 2K.
Then
so
you
The 2K Sports pregame show.
maybe actually we might be okay now. Looking at it.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here. Shaq's here. Kenny's here. Welcome to this edition of 2K Sports. Tonight, it'll be the New York Knicks going.
All right. So we're taking on the Knicks.
Yo, AI, you got this tonight.
they wanna have my business. Fresh like not big time. Work. Not big time. Big time.
I'm probably gonna play awful since I'm doing this on a stream, but we'll see how it goes. Oh, here, let me do one more little send out here. Okay. Oh, now my thing's acting up again. We'll see how this goes. I'm trying to keep an eye on the stream and make sure it's not like completely fucking up here. A few like little stutters here and there I think we can deal with, right?
At 6'9" number 67.
Welcome, everyone, to the Target Center in downtown Minneapolis, Minnesota. It's the home of the Timberwolves, where we're broadcasting from live today. Along with Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and our sideline reporter, David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. The New York Knicks come into this one after a win against Sacramento. And that result, guys, was a real shocker. It was just about as complete a dominant performance as we've seen them.
And you know what? Up against a weak defense,
Oh,
they were allowed to do pretty much whatever they wanted.
Yeah, what I like, though, besides that, is that they just didn't settle for it, because weak defenses, you could take bad shots. That's not what they did here tonight.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. Setting the floor for the Knicks. We've got Mario Hezonja. DeAndre Jordan is out there with Robinson. Then there's Allen. And it's Johnson in at the two. One last time out these days, both in the final 3 minutes of regulation,
come on.
Brent, and overtime.
Computer.
Do you see?
catch up with the stream here. Let's not do this. Man, you really like are having trouble here with handling this. Huh. Right, because if we go back here, do we lose some of the stuttering? Not really. Huh. What happens if I... Streaming just must like really not like NBA 2K. I was just seeing if there was anything else that I could do to maybe help my computer's performance a little bit here. Huh. Well, that's no good. Let's see if we give it a little bit here. Okay, see, it's going fine now.
The impact in close games so far with that.
Yeah, I think coaches now have to be very diligent and very selective about when it is they want to stop the game, Kevin. As you know, that timeout also allows you to advance the ball. And we saw last year with this being sort of the lab for it, many coaches who took timeouts that cost them chances on a free throw. And normally we would see the advancement of the ball. They had to go full court. So teams are still examining how they want to run the last 3 minutes, what they want to do with the timeouts, and it makes for a lot more drama if the game is closer. That's for sure.
I like having these coaches having to make big decisions like that, too.
I like it, too, because you like to see just how good the coaches are and then how many players can carry out maybe something that has a counteraction or some kind of slip screen where they execute something that carries over from clipboard to hardwood.
Rose, good.
And how about the airtime improvisation from Derrick Rose, able to hang and finish with a defender looming.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
It's Hezonja in the corner. Pocket 6. Knocked away. Towns with the steal. One-on-one here. Charity stripe shot.
Oh,
and the
Carl.
Rebound goes to the Knicks.
Come
This time
on.
they met in New York.
Put that one
They
in.
got beat last time these two teams met, and really free throws were the story.
A second chance effort. That's tipped.
Just in shock that he missed that layup. Not a lot of defense there.
Rose. Second chance shot. And
There
that
you
one's
go.
good.
All right. Wait.
Towns has got his.
Towns has been one of the NBA's top
Hang on.
versatile, well-rounded game on the low block. It doesn't hurt that he can step outside and knock down the
There we
jumper
go.
either.
And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here. You look at the Knicks free agent signings, Brent, haven't been so great over the past few seasons.
A lot of that's been due to major injuries. When you sign veteran guys and you're in a situation where you're hoping to win now or get to the playoffs, there's a risk that comes with that. So that cap management for the Knicks, it's been a tricky game and one they've come up on the short end on.
Hezonja kicks to Dotson. And the rejection by Towns.
And his foot movement is what makes Towns such
get
a
it.
terrific shot blocker. He moves
oh,
so
shit, I
well and
almost
can
had it.
defend just about any position on the floor.
Man, he's missing those kind of good looks. His team is in some serious trouble.
Here's Clutch against Washington. He was really on his game. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. This is his first trip to the line tonight.
In their last contest, guys, he was unconscious from the foul line.
And good on the second, so he makes them both.
I got lucky on that second one there. That was a birthday bounce.
Knicks trail by 8. Dotson the pass to Jordan. Here's Dotson. Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter.
Man, we are playing some D right now, guys.
Defense, but just something's
Love it.
off tonight.
Well, something in this frame for sure, but when you're out of rhythm, sometimes it's better to play the role of being the facilitator.
Shots good by Gibson.
Methodical in their approach. They have absolutely owned this first quarter.
Yeah, you can credit the play calling. Nothing really fancy, just imposing their will on the inside.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. Now let's send it over to David Aldridge, who was able to talk with head coach David Fizdale.
Well, Kevin, when I asked him about the defensive game plan, he said they have to clog up the middle and deny clean looks at the basket. If they can do that, he thinks they'll have the upper hand. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Now here's Allen. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Now Hezonja. In the corner, it's Robinson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Hezonja's shot is off.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and
that.
controlling the backcourt.
Covington with the bucket.
Defensively,
Robert
they've been a
Covington.
step slow here to start.
Knicks trail by 12. Here's Dotson. Last game we saw him score 13. Allen outside. 6 to shoot. Over Gibson. Allen's shot is off.
Just wondering why the defense is laying off. Luckily,
Shoot
they
that
didn't
again.
pay for their mistake.
Offensive rebound. Shots good by Gibson. Gibson's got his second bucket of the night.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Here's Dotson.
Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. And again, it's the Knicks missing. Now the Timberwolves with it. With momentum, 14 straight points.
Oh, keep driving.
Towns
Yeah.
with the bucket.
That's off to a strong start here early. 6 points off second chance buckets.
Oh.
Here's Dotson. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. And good, as it just snugs right down through the net.
About time he got one
he's
to
gonna make
fall
that
there.
shot,
Before that, 6 straight misses to start this one.
Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. Brent, we're seeing shorter training camps. I don't know if it adds to injuries or takes away from injuries with fresher bodies. What do you think about that whole philosophy?
I believe that the shorter training camp did lead itself and lend itself to more injuries last year. And one of the things that I'm concerned with, Kevin, just on a physiological level for players, is that what they are doing to prepare themselves for the season as an individual player, working on your weaknesses and doing those sort of things, is not the same as getting in a training camp.
34 seconds left to play in the first. Teague against Smith. Count it.
A physical player. Even when you hit Smith Jr., he doesn't blink. Wills those shots in.
To the inside. And the shot goes in from Clutch. Clutch has got 6.
And they've done the job on the offensive glass.
Looking at the last game for the Minnesota Timberwolves, it was a win against Washington.
This game.
Teague against Smith. To the inside. It's stolen by Sharks. Up in time. No good that time. And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves. Feeling good about their 17-point lead heading into the break. They've been playing some ferocious defense. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. We caught up with AI to talk about his chances of being Nick.
I honestly feel like the race is still wide open right now. All the other rookies have had great seasons, but we've all had a bit of struggles at the same time. So really, I think that whoever shows up in the next few weeks is going to be deemed the front runner, but no, it's still a race that's going to come down to the wire.
I need that Rookie of the Year.
And you know what, GA? AI is absolutely right when he says this will be a close race.
They were counting me out earlier. They said it was
it's just too much
late,
talent in this class for it not to be. If AI keeps playing
come on,
the way
I've been throwing up like
there's a
40-point
good
games,
chance
triple
he
doubles,
separates himself from the rest of the pack.
They need to give me that Rookie of the Year.
And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And guys, we've seen a confident-looking Timberwolves team out there.
I tell you what, that first quarter, you can see the game plan is a commitment to offensive rebounding.
Well, their efforts have been rewarded here after one. Winning the battle over second chance points has them ahead on the scoreboard.
On the court for the Knicks. Knox out there with Ntilikina. Then there's Emmanuel Mudiay. Then it's Dennis Smith, and it's Cornette in at the center position. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for New York. Robinson comes in for Ntilikina. Smith kicks to Robinson. Pass to Jordan. Over Jang. Sharks grabs the board.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Here's Clutch, defended by Mudiay. No good from Clutch.
That's a bad
and
shot.
it's Smith with the ball. He brings it up for New York. 17-point game. Following this game, they'll hit the road to challenge the Pacers at Pacers Arena in Indianapolis. And that game will be game 2 of 3 straight on the road. Teague, the pass to Clutch. Beyond the arc. Another miss by Minnesota.
Shot. I just had to shoot it after that.
Knicks trail by 15. Here's Knox. He goes up again. Short. Pass to Knox. Over Teague. Shot is good off the back rim and in. Knox
I don't
has
think
got
if DeAndre
5 points
Jordan
so
got
far.
a rebound there,
Not a mismatch until you
score.
exploit it. That's exactly what he did there
Just
from
saying.
the mid-range.
And the Timberwolves call time.
And he's probably looking at some matchups on the floor he'd like to take advantage of.
I'm interested in what he's seeing and then what kind of play they run coming out of this timeout.
Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Karl Anthony Towns checked in for Jang. Gibson comes in for Saric. Robert Covington's checked in for Anthony Tolliver. And Derrick Rose is subbed in for Teague. Rose passes to Clutch. Back to Rose. Pulls up on the wing, and he hits the jump shot. And the Timberwolves lead by 15. The Knicks have gone 3 of 8 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter.
And unfortunately, injuries will always be the concern with Derrick Rose. Still loves the game of basketball, knows he is limited compared to what he once was. Amazing with all he's fought through, he can still perform at such a high level.
Just 3 to shoot. Dotson. And he gets it to go from the corner. Dotson's got his second bucket.
Well, I have no idea how he made that, but hey, sometimes a little bit of luck helps.
Covington finds Towns. Robinson with the block. Allen outside. Here's Azania. And it's off from three-point range. And with Rose, as you said, his love of the game is still there. He still wants to play.
I mean, many players would have just walked away from having their body betrayed them. But Rose said last season he loves what he gets to do and still would be a water boy if he had to. You have to admire Rose's attitude and approach in that regard.
Dotson can't hit.
All right, Towns,
his struggles are consuming the rest of the team here tonight. He's got to find his rhythm and find it fast.
Flying high and throwing it down with the one hand.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. It's Allen on the wing. He's covered by Rose, and it's blocked. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hi, Kevin. Well, Clutch in the last time out against the Wizards was terrific. He had 43 points, and that scoring outburst set a new season high for him in what became a great exhibition on his part. He simply took over the game. Looked like he could do whatever he wanted to out there. We'll see if tonight follows the same script. Kevin?
Great, David. Appreciate it. Well, he set the bar pretty high for himself with that performance.
He did. I mean, but we know he's going to try to raise that bar again tonight. No matter how good he is, he's always thinking he can do better.
And the great players are never satisfied. We'll see what he does in the next one.
Covington passes to Clutch. And that one is off.
Man.
Jordan with some nice D. Knicks trail by 15. Here's Dotson. There's the pass to Hazania. Poked away. And now the Timberwolves on the break. 4-3, Covington cans it from downtown. Covington's got 5
really
points
the
now.
pass I was trying to make
When
there.
you can outscore
I was
your
trying to bounce
opponent in
back and
transition,
bounce it
that's
back to
always
Towns,
going to
but-
work to your advantage.
They've also taken care of some of the details in this game, and that's why they're ahead.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. You have so many great point guards in the league right now, Brent. Which of them do you think? So as we conclude the first half, so far, fairly...
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily. And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. A fantastic game from Derrick Rose in this one.
Yeah, good things happen when you maintain composure. Their shot selection has been extremely disciplined.
Hey, Greg, is there a shot that he's taken that has been out of the flow of the offense? I don't think so.
Gibson plays the 4 with Towns in the middle. Rose is out there with Clutch, and it's Covington in at the 3 slot. So that's the lineup for Minnesota.
Right, Chandler, that's it.
And watching Robert Covington and how he plays out there, great 3-and-D guy, the ultimate role player on a team, and he just gels well with his teammates and doesn't force shots.
Here's Dotson.
I'm getting a little too close if I was reaching. I'm going to go reach it if I go for this again.
Just 5 to shoot. From deep three-point range. A rebound by the Timberwolves. Rose has got 4 rebounds now tonight. It's good. 9 points for Karl Anthony Towns.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Allen kicks to Dotson. Back to Allen. New York needs to get off a shot. Chalk up 2 there. Robinson's got his first points of the game.
And defensively, this is the opposite of how you want to start the second half.
Yeah, it's like 4 teenagers at home over the summer, just not enough activity. You've gotten your rest. It's time to man up.
Towns, the pass to Clutch. Minnesota needs to get off a shot here.
Oh, you got that one.
And that's out of bounds. Minnesota will retain possession. Now a chance to look at the best new players in the game with our Rookie of the Year race. Things getting clear with a little over a month to go. And you look at Clutch. He's been up there with the best of the class. And at number 4 on their list, you know he's performed at a very high level all season long.
And with only 3 of his fellow rookies sitting ahead of him, maybe there's still time for him to kind of make enough noise and move up.
I hope so. It might be asking just a bit too much. He'd have to do something really extraordinary for that to happen.
And it goes out of bounds. That one off Gibson. We get a break in the action, so let's take a look at the West and how the teams are stacking up. Taking a look at Houston. They've continued to play strong basketball, if not utterly dominant, as the last part of the season grinds toward the playoffs. And it looks like, guys, they'll hold on to that number 1 spot the whole way there. And checking out Minnesota, just a couple spots back.
And I think for the Timberwolves, they must have reached every goal they set for themselves this season. For them to be this high in the standings this late in the season, what an accomplishment.
Now they've got a new set of goals, and those are all about success in the playoffs. That's where men are made. They've got to have their sights very high at this point when it comes to the postseason.
And the Timberwolves with possession here. The Timberwolves have gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. The shot's good from Clutch.
He's having a night right now. Credit to the shooting touch, helping his team with the lead.
The Knicks shooting just 33%, struggling to get good looks. Here's Dotson. Jordan trying to free himself up. And the rejection by Towns.
That's a nice one.
On defense, the Timberwolves. They've only allowed 2 points so far here in the second half. Here's Hezonja. Trains it from beyond the arc. Hezonja's got himself on the board with 3 there.
You can blame some poor defense on that play. Just a total breakdown. Got to at least contest at some point.
Now here's Covington. Hezonja defending. Kicks to Rose. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Just 4 to shoot. Pass to Towns. Over Jordan. And the Timberwolves tack on 2 more.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
You got that.
And Joe Allen will bring it up for New York. Pass to Robinson. Now Hezonja. Defended by Gibson. Back to Robinson. Rebound Minnesota.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
New York's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Allen outside. Pass to Hezonja. He kicks it to Jordan. And the rejection by Towns. They get it back. Robinson, that's good. Robinson's got his second bucket of the night.
This is where you got to put a body on the guy. His will is incredible down on the interior, fighting and clawing for every rebound.
Goes up, hammers it home to polish off the break.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
Well, it fires up your teammates and the fans when you make plays like that out in the open court and explosive.
The Knicks have gone 4 of 9 from the floor so far in the third. Allen kicks to Hezonja. Poked loose. Covington with the steal. And now the Timberwolves on the break. Towns, no luck.
Well, the D looks like they're laying off just a little bit. He made 1 3 in the first half, but they're still daring him to shoot, and he can't make them pay for it.
Allen, the bounce pass. Hezonja misses the 3. Minnesota's gone 7 of 15 from three-point range tonight. They're not afraid of that shot. Now the pass to Covington. Here's Clutch. 18 points for him. He feeds it to Gibson. 6 to shoot, and the layup's good off the glass. Gibson's got 7 points.
Working on the inside, Taj Gibson goes to it. Tremendous at imposing his will down there.
Lobs it up for Jordan, and DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
Well, that's where he's a huge threat to complete any sort of alley-oop. You could throw that at the top of the square, and DJ's going to throw it in.
And a tremendous Unleash Chaos replay coming to you courtesy of Under Armour Hover Hammock. And some great passing here so far. Let's check out this chart that breaks down where the assists have been coming from for Minnesota.
And their guards have led the way in that regard. The ball is in their hands, and credit to them. They're not just looking to get shots up. They're of the mindset to create great looks for everybody.
And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Luol Deng is checked in for Gibson. Wiggins comes in for Robert Covington. And it's Teagan for Rose. Moutier with the basket.
And look at it, a significant portion of their offense coming on those second chance opportunities.
Here's Clutch, defended by Moutier. Shot's good from Clutch. Clutch has got 21.
Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
20-point mark.
Moutier finds Jordan. And here's Smith. A shot. Kept alive. Pass to Moutier. Takes the 3. No good. He's missed 3, and he's made 4 of his 7. Here's Clutch, defended by Moutier. No good from Clutch. New York's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third.
What's interesting about Moutier is how cavernous the gap is between the strengths and weaknesses that he has. On the plus side, he creates shots for himself, but how many of those shots is he actually going to make? The other part about his game, though, is his distribution is pretty solid. So if he plays in the pick and roll, he can find teammates.
And there's the...
Finish this out strong. Let's get the double-double.
For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Here's Dotson. Four on the clock. Allen for the 3. A rebound by Clutch. Another thing about Moutier, really good on-ball defender. That marks him.
Well, a better defender when his man's in front of him, and not as good at chasing guys through screens. He seems to either get bumped off route or try to take shortcuts that cost him. But offensively is where it is. He needs to just be better at decision-making and get that jump shot to be more consistent.
And New York, looking at who they've got. We've got Jordan. Robinson is out there with Hezonja. Then there's Allen. And it's Dotson in at the 2. Here's Clutch. Picked his pocket. And there's the foul. It's on Clutch. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Minnesota making a switch here. Towns is checked in. And then for New York, Henry Ellenson comes in for DeAndre Jordan. And it's Lance Thomas in for Robinson. Passes it to Ellenson. And he can't stop this drought. Another miss. Here's Towns. It's tipped. And here is Hezonja. About a quarter of the players in the NBA were born outside the USA. Brent, could that percentage swell to half within a couple decades?
I don't think we're ever going to get that far with foreign-born players, but it's exciting to see all the representation around the league. We've certainly had some standouts, and I'm a little bit sad that this year might be the last year we see one of the most incredible players, if not the best European player the league's ever seen, in Dirk Nowitzki, probably retiring in Dallas after the year.
Allen kicks to Hezonja. From downtown, New York, no good that time either. Minnesota's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Here's Clutch. Banked in off the glass. Clutch has got 12 points here in the second half.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
Allen passes to Dotson. And Thomas has it in the corner. Allen surveying the D. Pass to Dotson. Goes up at the stripe. That shot off the mark. Some solid defense there from Clutch. Timberwolves have gotten just under 45% of their attempts to drop in the fourth. 4 of 9. Drills it from outside.
After not having a 3 during the first half, he's made 2 now this second half, and he looks hungry for more.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
And now here's Hezonja. Allen outside. And all around the rim that time before dropping in. And Minnesota has possession. Here in the fourth, they've allowed just 4 points. After this one, they're off to Denver to take on the Nuggets. That one will start off a 3-game road trip for the team. Lets it go from 11. Goes back up. Gets it to go. That one good from Clutch. Clutch has got 7 points for the quarter.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
And so Allen will bring it up for New York. Certain guys can play within themselves and still dominate. You played along one of the best that you saw up close in Tim Duncan.
Well, one of the things I think about with Tim is how many numbers he left on the board, Kevin. The way that Coach Popovich played him, minimal minutes, touches when needed most, where Tim usually came through, but how much more dominant he truly could have been.
And he didn't care about numbers, did he?
Not at all. Really, he cared about one number, and that's putting W's on the board. But how many more things Tim Duncan would have led categorically in the history of the NBA at the power forward position, but overall, the numbers would have been staggering.
Tolliver the pass to Clutch, and it's good. 2 points. Clutch has got 30.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
The Knicks shooting terribly up to this point, just 30%. Some ramshackle offense play there. Here's Hezonja. No good on the 3.
That's like milk on a hot day, just a bad decision. Absolutely no reason for him to be taking those shots.
The Timberwolves working the ball around now. Here's Clutch. Tries from 7.
Oh.
Here's Towns. From down in the low post, it goes. Towns has got 4 this quarter.
Defensively, you cause the miss, but then you have to corral it.
Well, that's the second part of the equation there. Block out, be aggressive, and control the glass.
But they'll get another chance.
Yeah, maybe a little luck, maybe a little bit of heart. Both of those at play here. He's getting every offensive rebound. And those close-range shots are what you want him taking. They always have a great chance of falling.
Bayless the pass to Clutch. 1:36 left in the fourth quarter. This is to Tolliver. Count that bucket.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for Minnesota.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And on the year now, tonight's impending victory will push their win total to 47.
A 2-game season series. They win them both and complete
the sweep. And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Clutch.
I really liked the ball movement all night long. He was excellent at setting the table for his guys. Table for 4.
And the pass to Ntilikina. Pass to Cornette. Outside for Thomas. And again, it's the Knicks missing. Here's Clutch. Defended by Allen. Passes to Tolliver. Outside Teague. 32 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Shot clock at 5. Pulls it from 20. And the Timberwolves tack on 2 more.
And this is how you close out a game, not taking any chances.
Yeah, you gotta be relentless in this game or the tide can turn on you. Not here, not tonight.
Here's Ntilikina. A nice shot by Ellenson.
An active passer with good awareness. When Ntilikina spots the open teammate, he gets it to him.
Teague with the ball. So it's Minnesota winning this one easy. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game.
Maybe I should be doing this more.
That crowd be so pumped up.
And that'll do it, folks. So for David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and the whole 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us.
That'll be fun.
We'll see you next time.
But yeah, thanks. If you're watching this, thanks for watching. And you know, right over here, I'll kind of move my there you go. Musicology, new podcast, Alien Happy Hour. You could search Alien Happy Hour. You could search Musicology. It'll show up on the podcast app of your choice. Hit subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything, and it would mean a lot to us. And I hope you enjoy the episodes when they come out. They'll be coming out real soon. So, yeah. Until then, see you next time.